Imagine walking through an airport and seeing someone you know plastered across every single magazine. Not just a few, everyone. Each headline contradicting the last. This isn't fiction. This was Whitney Wolfe Herd shocking reality as she traveled through Ireland, seeing her friend, Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, depicted in countless conflicting ways. Welcome to our deep dive into Confessions of a Female Founder, where Meghan Sussex steps into a role many have been waiting for, not as a royal, but as a connector, interviewer, and champion of women's stories. For her premiere episode, she didn't choose just any guest. She invited Whitney Wolfe Herd, founder of Bumble, self-made billionaire, and someone who understands better than most what it means to face public scrutiny while building something meaningful. This is Majesty Sussex Report, and I'm Antonio. Thank you for spending some of your valuable time here with us. Their conversation began not with business strategies or growth metrics, but with laughter about their first meeting. Whitney arriving at Meghan's home dressed as a disco cowboy for a New Year's Eve party she was headed to later.
God, do you remember when I came to your house in a disco cowboy outfit?
Yes, for New Year's Eve.
I was like, how am I going to meet this iconic, elegant, classy couple? And I'm wearing a rhinestone disco crystal ball cowboy outfit because that was the theme on New Year's Eve.
That was, yes, that was the theme for the party you were heading to after you had dropped by our place. And It wasn't the theme of our house.
No.
We were having one of those quiet, we have young kids, we aren't having a night out kind of New Year's Eves where we would have, I'd call it a East Coast New Year's. So that ball is dropping for our 9 p.m. and I'm going to bed.
Yep.
But you guys came over with our other friends and it was the first time we met the two of you. And to this day, Archie still will say, when do I get to see the Cowboys again? He would have that first impression for him is so ingrained that even though, yes, I mean, your husband is a cowboy and yes, you guys, like that is a huge part of your life, but to see a real cowboy as what was he at the time? 2 or 3?
Oh my gosh, he was so tiny and they were so
Baby.
sweet. They were the sweetest. And I think Archie ran out in like a Batman suit or some,
Yes.
like PJ Masks.
Yeah, like PJ Masks.
One of those.
Yeah.
That was the beginning of our whirlwind.
That was the beginning. And that was even where I didn't think it was going to become a friendship that would also be in many ways the soundboard for me with work and business. And I was still in such an incubation stage, not even of a brand, but just an ideation of what it could be.
In this debut episode of Confessions of a Female Founder, Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, creates something rare in today's media landscape. A conversation so authentic, it feels like eavesdropping on two friends sharing wisdom over wine. Her inaugural guest is not just any entrepreneur, as I said before, but someone who's become obviously a close friend. Whitney Wolfe Herd, the visionary founder of Bumble, who transformed the dating landscape by giving women the power to make the first move. Their conversation unfolds not with the glossy sheen of, celebrity entrepreneurs or that kind of interview, but with the comfortable candor of two women who have weathered similar storms. I think your story is just you, like it's just an embodiment of you, Meghan tells Whitney early in their exchange. Those are the best entrepreneurs, where they just basically bottle their essence. This idea of bottling your essence becomes the through line of their entire conversation. How the most successful ventures are authentic extensions of their creators, about themselves, their truest selves. Whitney's response crystallizes what may be the most valuable insight for aspiring founders. How do you bring you to the world? It's like real people solving real problems and putting their real energy and passion into it. The conversation takes the listener through Whitney's journey from her original concept, an app called Merci, French for thank you, designed as women-only social network built on compliments rather than comments. I wanted to engineer positivity into a product, she explains, describing her vision of creating a butterfly effect where one kind word could ripple through countless interactions. Oh, do I identify with that? What makes this podcast exceptional, in my perspective, is the vulnerable territory both women willingly enter. Whitney recounts the devastating media storm she faced when leaving Tinder amid a sexual harassment lawsuit. I didn't leave my house for like a month and a half. I was completely paranoid. I was totally depressed. This ordeal led to her transformative realization, imagining her 13-year-old self facing such criticism, but without the escape from screens that their generation had. I think this just happened to me, not to me, she reflects, explaining her personal pain became purpose. That part of the episode of the podcast, it is so revealing and at the same time such a lesson. Because as an adult, we look at things and handle things differently, as if or when we were younger, a teenager, a child. And in essence, many times as adults, we may look back and think, well, if that were to happen to me today, whatever happened to me when I was 11, 12, 13, 15, this is the way I would handle it because today I am more empowered. But there she was, Whitney, dealing with this barrage of media, and she actually went back into her 13-year-old self. And her 13-year-old self had the solution for her. It was the opposite, you see, and how beautiful it was because she looked at it differently. She said, How would my 13-year-old deal with this? Because back then there wasn't social media. Back then there wasn't all this screen stuff, barraging you with all of this hate. And she found a solution in her 13-year-old self. How beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. In one of the episode's most powerful moments, Whitney shares how she spotted Meghan's face on every single magazine and newspapers while walking through the Irish airport. My jaw hit the floor, she tells Meghan. I'm in Ireland. She's back home in California with her kids, like doing school drop off. And she's the front page of every single one of these. What are they talking about? There is no content. The parables between their experiences create a backdrop for discussing entrepreneurship with what I would say is certainly rare honesty. Whitney reveals that at my own paper richest, when she was the richest on paper, I was my inward poorest. She felt absolutely poor on the inside. Explaining how achieving billionaire status depleted everything else that actually mattered. Her health, relationships, spiritual well-being. The one thing you can never get back is your precious time, she tells Meghan, offering listeners a cautionary tale from someone who reached the pinnacle of conventional success. Their conversation weaves seamlessly through business insights and personal revelations. Whitney shares her practical rule of 5 for gaining perspective on business challenges, asking if something will matter in 5 minutes, 5 hours, 5 days, 5 years. While both women discuss navigating motherhood alongside professional demands, both experienced preeclampsia during pregnancy, a dangerous condition the public never saw as they continued performing their public roles. I'll never forget the image of you after you delivered Archie, Whitney tells Meghan. How is this woman putting on heels and debuting a child in this beautiful outfit in front of the entire world? I could barely face a doorbell delivery. Meghan responds with characteristic thoughtfulness. Postpartum is wild. It's almost like one foot in one world and one foot in another. It is so fascinating to me. That's one by one, slowly, it's like peeling the layers of an onion. We discover from the Duchess, through her conversations with others, the pain, scrutiny, and all that she had to deal with during her time within the royal family. And the sad thing about all of this, in some ways, is that I can almost predict what those same people will say, what the headlines will say. They will undoubtedly call it, oh, the Duchess want people to feel sorry for her, or oh, cry me a river, or something like that. The hypocrisy, the cruelty of the white women that will say these things, the men that will laugh and giggle because they know nothing about what they're laughing or giggling about, and those that just like their proximity to whiteness and power, so they will tag along with the criticism. They will not have empathy. They will not have understanding. And that perhaps is the saddest thing for those people. The saddest thing. Perhaps the most enlightening aspect of their exchange is Whitney's evolution in thinking about gender dynamics. Having built a $1 billion company around women making the first move, she now reveals a more nuanced understanding. If Bumble from 2014 to 2024 was about women making the first move, 2025 onwards is about making the first move for yourself. She explains that raising two sons has transformed her perspective. This is not a boy problem or a man problem. It is a self hatred problem. All the industries go out of business if we like ourselves. This reframing of women's empowerment as human empowerment feels revolutionary, especially coming from someone who built their empire on gender dynamics. Because it's so true. Hurt people say hurtful things. Bitter people say bitter things. Unhappy people say unhappy things. So you know what to expect. We know what to expect from bitter people, unhappy people, envious people. Throughout the episode, the women return to how traditional education stifles the entrepreneurial spirit by rewarding rule following rather than boundary pushing. You get an A if you answer the question right. And somebody wrote the question and somebody wrote the answer for you. Whitney observes, explaining how entrepreneurs must learn to question conventional approaches. What makes Confessions of a Female Founder instantly essential listening is how it transcends the typical business podcast format. This isn't just advice about fundraising or scaling. It's a deeper conversation about aligning your work with your authentic self, learning from failures, and maintaining perspective through success and scrutiny. In creating this platform, Meghan demonstrates that she herself does best finding the universal in this specific, connecting human experiences across different circumstances and creating space, or better said, creating spaces where vulnerability becomes strength. The podcast feels like the beginning of something significant, not just another celebrity project, but a genuine contribution to how we think about entrepreneurship, authenticity, and resilience. As Whitney aptly notes towards the end of their conversation, just carry you through and the rest writes itself. Just carry you through and the rest writes itself. For entrepreneurs listening, there should be no more valuable advice than that. Just carry you through and the rest writes itself. Be yourself. Be yourself. The essence of you. To bottle that. And don't forget what that essence is. Let who you are, the essence of you, be carried through in what you do. Magnificent and beautiful.
The Royal Court of Majesty Sussex would like to say thank you to its benefactors. Matilda Addison Loge, thank you, thank you, thank you. Sharon Naismith, thank you, thank you. And thank you for being a royal member. Thank you. Joe Garcia. Thank you. Thank you. And thank you for being a royal member. Thank you. Your contributions keep the candles burning. Thank you. Thank you.
Benvenuti nella cucina di Antonio. Quindi prepareremo gli spaghetti di Meghan, Duchessa del Sussex. Ecco qui la mia versione degli spaghetti in padella di Meghan.
Allora, benvenuti tutto. This actually was delicious, I must say, and I absolutely enjoyed it. But here's so I had a whole production going, all right, an entire production. So I was filming everything step by step, and I wanted to show how long it would take, right? So what I didn't realize was that my phone ran out of space because it has so much crap on it. So it ran out of space, so it stopped recording. So then I realized, oh, it stopped recording. So I uploaded the recording that I had, and in order to create the space on the phone now, I deleted what was on the phone. What I didn't realize is that the upload had not completed. You get what I'm saying here? So I deleted before it had completely uploaded what it needed to upload. And then I deleted also the master, like on the phone. So there was no, like, I deleted the trash, right? So there was I did it like 3 times. So when I went back to put everything together, I was like, where's the beginning? Where is the thing where I show each ingredient, and I showed the pasta, and I showed the oil, and I showed the spinach, and this and I did ginger also. Where is all of that? Where is the thing? I deleted all of it. But anyways, allora, it was delicious. What I did, I just sort of, I was like, okay, I'm gonna pretend I'm in business or first class, and I'm gonna just lay out the napkins the way they lay it out, and have my bottle of wine, and so on and so on. And I fully enjoyed it, though. Fully enjoyed it. I did add shrimp. I had sauteed the shrimp earlier, and then I put it in the fridge because I was going to record later in the afternoon. And so if you think the shrimp looks kind of like cold, it is cold because it was in the fridge. But anyways, it was really good, really, really good, and I'm happy I did it. So I will be doing it again. Delicious. Meghan, grazie. There are several ways of helping this channel to keep doing what we do and to bring more of what we do to you. And one of them is through channel membership. Here's a promo video to promote channel membership in case, or just in case, you were interested at all. I love creating every episode of Majesty Sussex Report. But what truly fills my heart is knowing that it resonates deeply with you. Together, we're bringing light, truth, and kindness to a social media world that often feels chaotic. We're here proudly defending and uplifting the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, Prince Harry and Meghan, along with Prince Archie, Princess Lilibeth, and the wonderful matriarch Mama Doria. I'm genuinely thrilled that you're considering becoming a member of our channel. Are you ready to enrich your experience even further? Well, introducing our exclusive Majesty Sussex memberships, created especially with you in mind. Join us today and instantly enjoy exclusive perks like loyalty badges, personalized emojis, early access to new videos, and priority replies to your comments. But that's just the beginning. Receive your own personalized coat of arms. You're royalty after all. And the beautiful original music from our beloved Sunday special presentation. You'll have choices of what songs you may want to keep. Imagine co-creating or producing an episode, seeing your unique idea come alive right here. And when you join, expect the warmest, very Majesty Sussex welcome. Choose between Majesty Nobility or Majesty Regent. More importantly, your membership directly supports our continued commitment to truly defending and celebrating Prince Harry, Meghan, and their inspiring family. Click join now, and let's continue building something extraordinary together. Welcome to Our Majesty Sussex Royal Court.
It is with great pleasure I announce that the Governor of the Treasury of Majesty Sussex has informed us that we've got additional beneficiary to say thank you. Thank you. Collie Jen, the Royal Court says thank you. Thank you. Abjaline Ishimuroro, the Royal Court says thank you. Thank you.
Got thoughts, let's dive today.
All right, so here we are, the comment section. I'll be grabbing not all the comments, just a few, and responding to them. Let me just say, well, we will be grabbing from this episode, The Crisis of Integrity. Trevor Phillips, Sir Trevor Phillips. Look, let me be very frank and honest. I do not expect a lot based on what I have seen, what I have read, what I have witnessed the last few years. I don't expect a lot of British journalism. I don't expect a lot of their integrity. I don't expect a lot of them upholding any sort of dignity and honor that the profession of journalism brings or one should carry, right? Because we have all witnessed things that, you just couldn't even fathom, couldn't even believe that they would be true. From the distinguished and honorable BBC to the tabloids. It just seems that when it comes to Harry and Meghan, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, it all just becomes quite muddy. From Trevor Phillips, I didn't expect much at all, especially when you look at the interview that he did with Sophie. To then read what he wrote in The Sun, let me just say, as I was reading it, I kept thinking, is this for real? Am I just in an alternative universe? Because I do not know, I really, I do not know in any other democratic country, that upholds the rules of democracy and independence of the press, and where journalism is regarded highly and respected. How can a journalist or someone who calls himself that write such a biased, one sided piece of manure in a trashy newspaper owned by Murdoch Media, allegedly to everything? I just couldn't. How could he call himself a journalist? Not only that, the omission of the truth is staggering, unbelievable. This one sided, one way parade for his, I don't know what she is to him, friend, business associate, people who collude together. I'm not sure what they are, allegedly. But I was stunned by it. Absolutely stunned. What a shame that this person still has a job, still has some kind of respectability within British media. Shame. Absolute shame. So let's see what you folks said. Some of your comments. And we've got Marsha Williams. Marsha wrote, "These folks are totally delusional." And I love I love that emoji. Are they? They because I Marsha, I just don't even know what to think anymore. Because it's got to be delusional or a mental illness or something. Is there something in the water? What is it? Is it because they received a shiny object from the royal family? I honestly, I'm in disbelief that a journalist, I mean, Phillips, Trevor Phillips, I think he's like 71, 72 years old, right? This is a man who has 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 had a life, has lived different stages of race relations, of growing up in the UK. He should be the type of person that now, as an elder, one should be able to look at and say, he's been put through the ringer, but he stood his ground. He is someone we can believe in, we can listen to. And look, some may argue and say, oh, well, he's defending a black African woman. But you can't defend someone just because of their ethnicity or their cultural background or because they have the same pigmentation as you do. As a journalist, you must look at the facts. Now, he's said clearly he's worked with her, he has association or whatever with her, and to him, she is just excellent. But here's the thing. You are not a good journalist when all you're doing is parroting or being biased and just showing one side of this story when there is a completely other side of the story that challenges the other side of the story. And not only that, he just lies, right out lies. How dare he, though? How dare he? I would like to see him say things like what he said about William. That is what I would like to see. I would like to see him challenge William. I would like to see him challenge King Charles. What did he say when that whole scandal came out about the royal family? Well, the duchies are charging the NHS, are charging the Navy, own all this land, and they're landlords, and they're not even abiding by the laws. Their tenants are living in not even substandard, but not in conditions that are not even legal. What did Sir Trevor Phillips say about that? What did he say? So I guess, Marsha, I guess it is delusional. They're on some kind of medication or something. It's either they pump something in the water and the population just remains kind of, I don't know. Or the people who've drank that water, the people who receive that metally thing over their necks. And I mean, what I like, honestly, like, I can understand as the son of an immigrant, right? And receiving an honor such as that, it should be not that you receive the honor and then they put shackles on your ankles. So whenever the British family, the heir to the throne or the monarch calls you to do a favor, that you just kiss their feet and obey. I don't know. I honestly do not know. Let's go to the next one. All right, and we've got the comment from EMCA, EMCA 7839. And EMCA wrote, education does not equate integrity. Trevor and Sophie are infested in distorting the truth on behalf of their colonial masters. What a disgrace. Well, that's 100. I couldn't agree more with you. Same as the last comment from Marsha Williams, 100. Just because a person's educated, it doesn't mean that they'll have integrity. Just because there's a paper that says that you have a master's or a PhD or a doctorate or whatever, it doesn't mean, right, that you will tell the truth or that you will defend the truth. My mom usually says, You know, sometimes some of the most educated people have no common sense. Sometimes some of the most educated people cannot see um, what is right in front of them because they're so concentrated in theory, or sometimes they've reached a certain status because of education that then they become ashamed of where they come from, right? So no, it doesn't matter the education that Trevor and Sophie has. Yes, of course, education is good. Look, I'm an educated person, and I'm very happy I went to uni. I'm very happy I have the degrees that I've got. I'm very happy that it opened my mind to many things. I learned a lot. But what I take away from university is a system in how I may approach research and how I can analyze things, right? But I've never, ever forgotten who I am, the path I've walked, the path my parents have walked, the path my mother has walked, their stories, my mom and my dad. I know where I come from. And they seem to have forgotten where they've come from. And what it seems is that their proximity, whether it's to monarchy, royals, or to that ideal or that whiteness, that colonial power. I mean, it seems like Sophie thought, oh, well, my closeness to Prince Harry. Well, I don't know, do something. Give her something. Maybe she was expecting to be, you know, something. I'm not going to say what. You figure it out. And when she realized that he wasn't that kind of royal, then she became the disgruntled kind of person. In regards to Trevor, he's just, they give them a shiny thing, and it seems like they just put some shackles onto his ankles, and he's an obedient little boy. Because once again, I could not believe what he wrote. Couldn't believe it. And call himself a journalist. Couldn't believe it. Pathetic. Very, very sad. I agree with you. What a disgrace. What a disgrace. And here we are. Our next comment is from Patricia and Franklin, or Patricia. I have to say the Spanish way too, right? Just in case. Patricia writes, selling his soul to the devil. I mean, 100. I mean, how else can we categorize it? How else might we categorize it? I mean, really, if he had written a half decent article, truly questioning all the things that needed to be questioned about Sophie, then I might say, well, he was kind of balanced. This wasn't balanced at all. Didn't even pretend to try to be balanced. He didn't even pretend. And then he wants to pass that off as journalism. He wants to pass that off as what? Really, as what? And he has the audacity to say, "Oh, I, 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 not assume. I'm sure that you and Sophie have the same interest and you have the same thing in mind. No, you do not. No, they do not. They do not. They do not. Prince Harry has one, and it's those young people, those children. She doesn't. She cared about consultants. I mean, come on. Come on. I mean, just pathetic. Pathetic. And we've got here Carolita Simons, for Trevor Phillips, you and Sophie doing the line game. Such a shame. It is such a shame. 100%. The line game. I mean, in his article, he talks about the children and the kids and HIV is what's important and all of that. And I kept thinking, you two face. I can't even. I don't even want to say what's going through my head because it's just. I mean, they really take us for stupid. I mean, let's face it though. The commentators in the UK and the ones defending, right? Because I've heard, like, for example, the one on the Sun TV show, whatever, where she's like, "Oh yes, no, yeah, 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 yeah." How do people? I don't understand. How do people watch this nonsense and believe it? How do they? It's the same idiots that keep believing that the Orange Menace likes them or wants the best for them. He doesn't care about you. And you mean to tell me the prince that served your country in combat, the prince that has been upfront and honest and is out there, who does the work, you now believe all these ignoramus people because of one thing. He fell in love and married a black biracial woman. And some of you will say, "Oh, well, I'm not racist. I'm not. That's not the reason why she did this. She did." Look, listen. Let's not get into that argument at all because you know she didn't. You're just saying those things because you need to say them to justify your racism, right? Well, it's not racism. It's just because it's a cultural clash, and our culture sort of no, sweetie darling, no. Princess Diana, born and bred from an aristocratic family, and look what they did to her. How is it different? How is it different what they did to her to what they're doing to the Duchess of Sussex? I leave it there for you to think and ponder. Okay? I agree with you. What a shame. And we've got Sharon Agostine. Sharon said, "Amen, Antonio. Great podcast. Shame on that Trevor Phillips. I pray for the Sussex family. Amen." And 100. We all should always have them in our prayers because the things that I think continuously they are dealing with, and their securities are dealing with, and so on. It's a lot that we don't know, right? We see what's happening in the press and in the media, and we are doing our best to combat that. Our best. And that's not behind the curtains, that's in front of the curtains. So imagine what's happening behind the curtains. And by God's grace and the power of prayer, let's make sure we keep those evil forces way, 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 way back. Way back. Amen to that. All right. And our last comment. This is from Teresia. Teresia wrote, Antonio, thank you for your hard work and efforts, for your integrity and fierce defender of honesty and truth and decency, for letting us be a part of your feeling world. We love you. Thank you. Thank you. And I love you folks too. Again, it's great to have comments like that because it's a form of it's not ego. It's knowing that the path you're taking or the way you are um, uh, bringing content to you is in, I don't want to say the right way, but you appreciate the work, you appreciate what is put into it, and you appreciate um, the content in general, right? So I really thank you for such a wonderful comment. Look, each and every one of you made and have written wonderful things, and comments don't make it onto the comment section if it wasn't a wonderful comment or a great comment, I think. Sometimes some comments are held back because, you know, we're not sure whether this is a dig or sometimes it's so ambiguous that I'm not sure whether it's here or there. Sometimes also some comments, even though it's a good comment, it may say things a certain way that I don't feel comfortable with it being put onto the comment section, even when it's actually pro Harry and Meghan, because it could mean or say certain things or use certain words that I personally don't feel comfortable with, right? So, in general, though, thank you. Thank you all so very much. Your interaction with each episode and commenting and liking and so on makes a big difference in how this channel is um, distributed according to the algorithm. So please do subscribe if you're not a subscriber yet. Put your notification on so you know when new episodes are being uploaded as best as possible. I don't control notifications, so sometimes we get them, sometimes we don't. And, you know, comment, likes, and all of that. Sharing also does help the channel very much. I am uber excited because the last time I checked, we are almost at 3,000. We are this little. I tell you, we are getting there. We're good getting there. We're going little by little. There are things that I don't know. Sometimes I think the channel is being held back a certain way. Um, but then sometimes I'll post something and it gets broader distribution, and I'm like, oh, already 2,000 people saw this. I was like, oh, that's cool, right? And other times it's like 200 people. That's it. So it really depends. And the things that you do really does help. Tell the algorithm that people are still watching this channel, people care about it, content is good, and all of that. So with that, I say thank you for your opinions, for your thought. I wish I could like read all of it, but I just have to pick a couple and you know, or else we will spend a lot of time reading all of it. So once again, I hope you got something out of today's episode. Last time I checked, the podcast was number 1 in the business section. Confessions of a Female Founder was number 1 in iTunes business, and I think overall in total was number 7. So fantastic. And also last time I checked, the British media, the morning shows, and these people, they're just like they're really nasty people. Really, really nasty. And they'll come up with any stupid excuse. Anything. You know, she discloses about her postpartum. Oh, well, why did she say all of that? You know, it wasn't really necessary at all. Like, why would she say that? Why would she? I didn't really find it informative. It's always about her, isn't it? It's always about her. And, you know, the other thing, too, I don't really understand what her brand is. She's doing this, that, all over in our faces. She's always in our face. Like, oh, gosh. Like, you know, I find the whole thing gauche, very gauche. You know what? Don't comment on it. Don't watch it. Don't comment. It's not made for you. So I don't understand what their issue is. They're the ones who keep watching it. They're the ones who keep commenting on it. Everything she does, they seem to care. And we know why they do. It makes them tons of money. Tons. Ah, my beloved, until we speak again, take care of yourselves. Remember, be kind, okay? That's it for now. Ciao, ciao. Mwah.
Yeah. Ah! Ignite the fire. Ignite the fire. We taking it higher. Ignite the fire. Ignite the fire. It's all or none. We taking it higher. Legacy, this is forever. Who doing it better? Who? Keeping my head up, no ducking, no pressure. I'm tougher than leather. Yeah. They thought it was over. I'm back and I'm better. The super to know. The super to know. The kid is a star. The kid is a star. Put me on a poster. Whoa. We taking it higher. The level I'm on will never expire. Never expire. Jump in the fire, come out like a diamond. You know I'm a rider. You know I'm a survivor. Look at my entire. Whoa. Living the fullest of life. Shining light up the sky. The time is now. The moment is mine. Whoa. Ignite the fire. Ignite the fire. We taking it higher. Oh. Ignite the fire. Ignite the fire. It's all or none. We taking it higher. Ignite the fire. Ignite the fire. Above it all. We taking it higher. Ignite the fire. Ignite the fire. It's all or none. All or none. We taking it higher. Taking it higher than you ever seen. Now make them bow on their knees. We do it bigger than your wildest dreams. You in the presence of kings. Running it all. You know I'm standing real tall. My legacy bigger than ever, and they cannot stop it at all. Still I got so much to gain. Fire flow through my veins. Look how I'm running the game. Are you not entertained? Making them stop and they stare. I got a vision and it's crystal clear. Enemies under my feet disappear. Ready for war, there's smoke in the air. Whoa! We taking it higher. The level I'm on will never expire. Never expire. Jump in the fire, come out like a diamond, you know I'm a rider. I'm a survivor, look at my attire. Whoa, living the fullest of life. Shining light up the sky, the time is now, the moment is mine. Whoa, ignite the fire, ignite the fire. We taking it higher. Oh, ignite the fire, ignite the fire. It's all or nothing. We taking it higher. Ignite the fire, ignite the fire. Above it all, we taking it higher. Ignite the fire, ignite the fire. It's all or nothing. We taking it higher.